Hey you guys, so today I'm just going to be doing a quick video about waiting on the Lord, and I kind of just have some reference points. I'm going to read from a book, and then I have a few verses to share. So I think I'm just going to do that first and then kind of share a little bit practically and kind of what that looks like in our lives. But this is something that the Lord has been bringing up in me a lot lately, and it's just something that I'm still really learning how to do. And I feel like there's been a time where I was really kind of like seemed to be pretty confident in it, and it seemed to be like a big part of my life, and then I kind of like forgot about it, to be honest. And so now I'm just remembering again, oh my gosh, I need to wait on the Lord. I need to actually learn what that means, and how to do it without a spirit of striving and doing it in my own strength, I guess. So there's just a lot of like stuff that comes with that. I mean, a lot of people can think that waiting on the Lord means like not doing anything. I mean, in the the context of like your calling maybe, or ministry or something like that. I think sometimes it can get confused and people can think, well, I'm just gonna wait for God to like drop this huge ministry in my lap and then I'll go do what he wants me to do when that comes. But right now I'm just gonna do whatever I want because he's not doing anything. That's not waiting on God. Let me just say that right now, and I will say later on what waiting on God actually is. Excuse me. So I'm just going to read from this awesome book, which I highly recommend. It's by Art Katz, and it's called Apostolic Foundations. I haven't finished it completely, but it's really awesome. So I'm going to read, let me see, just a couple chunks from this, and I'll try to go through it pretty quickly. He's talking about priesthood, and basically, if you don't really know about that, I didn't really until I read this book. I heard about it, kind of knew, but not in depth. But basically, how Peter says that we are called, like we're a royal priesthood now that we're in Christ. And so there's just a lot of stuff that goes along with that, all the way back to like when the priests were first instituted and God like created all that kind of stuff. So there's just a lot to it, and how Jesus is our high priest. And so now, because we're in him, we are priests as well. But so he's talking about like what priestliness is basically in this chapter, and then he talks about waiting and how that's a big part of that. So he says, in priestly waiting, every fleshly thing, every human contrivance and device, every desire to perform and win some glory for ourselves, every lazy, fearful tendency to take the easy and cheap way out will rise to the surface. A mind battle takes place, and thoughts come to mind of the practical things that need to be done and how the time should really be more usefully employed. To patiently dismiss those thoughts and bring our minds to a place of rest in God, free from distracting thoughts, does not come readily. Through a process of repeated experiences in waiting, we bring our thoughts into subjection to Christ, so we are not influenced by every stray thought. That's so good. I need that right now. And then I'm going to read over here. It says, waiting. He talks about the woman who breaks the alabaster box or whatever on Jesus, like anoints him basically, and they're all talking about, oh, why this waste? Why did she waste this? It's like a year's wages worth of perfume. Why did she waste it? And it's just basically saying how like Jesus said that was not wasteful. And so it's like, why did he say that? Like, what was behind that, and what is he trying to get at? And so he goes on to say, waiting before God is an acknowledgement he deserves. True waiting does not expect any reward for waiting, because if it has strings attached, it is not priestly waiting. Waiting is only waiting when we ask nothing, desire nothing, and expect nothing. We make no claims, we do not require anything. We are God's creation, and he is the creator. That is the posture of true priestliness. Oh, that sentence got me big time. Let me see. If God requires action or activity, then it must always flow out of the place of waiting. There is a conjunction between the willingness to wait, to be unseen, unknown, and unheard of that has everything to do with the power, the glory, and the authority that is exhibited when we are called upon by God to speak. We never know when that calling will come or even if it will come, but we have to come to a priestly place where it makes no difference. And then he says a little bit further on, ironically, when the radiance of the glory of God does come, we who bear that glory on our faces will not even know it because we will have come to a total unself-consciousness about ourselves. The radiance of God is obtained in the place of waiting in the presence of God by those who believe that there is such a place and have the faith to enter it and live and move and have their being from that place. Then the world will know the difference between the sacred and the profane. Sorry, there's just a lot of other stuff in here that he's referring to from the book, but I mean, it's just really intense what he's talking about waiting. And I'm going to read from the Bible too, because these are like verses that are just always I think about when I think of waiting. Let me find this one really quickly. Where are you, Isaiah? There we go. Oh, I had it marked. Basically, yeah, I'm just going to read and then I'll talk. Okay, Isaiah 40. I'm going to start in 28. I love this. Do you not know, have you not heard? The everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, does not become weary or tired. His understanding is inscrutable. He gives strength to the weary, and to him who lacks might he increases power. Even youths grow weary and tired, and vigorous young men stumble badly. Yet those who wait for the Lord will gain new strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not get tired, and they will walk and not become weary. And then Psalm 27, the last verse, says, or no, I'll start in 13. I love this one. It says, I would have despaired unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for the Lord. And then Psalm 37 says, come on, turn. There we go. I'm just going to read from verse, let me see how far this goes. Verse 1 through 7. Do not fret because of evildoers. Be not envious toward wrongdoers, for they will wither quickly like the grass and fade like the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and cultivate faithfulness. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust also in him, and he will do it. He will bring forth your righteousness as the light and your judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who carries out wicked schemes. I'll keep going. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Do not fret, it leads only to evil doing. For evildoers will be cut off, but those who wait for the Lord, they will inherit the land. And then later he says, but the humble will inherit the land and will delight themselves in abundant prosperity. Yeah. So I guess kind of my heart, like why I wanted to make this video is something the Lord just keeps like bringing up in my heart a little bit, and he just like keeps speaking something about, sorry, it's really vague, so I'm going to try to say it the best way that I can. Basically, what a beautiful thing it is that he would have us wait on him. Like, he's the God of all creation, and he is Lord of everything, and like, but he wants us to wait on him. He actually desires it, and that's when he moves, is when we come to a place, like when I think of waiting, I don't think of just like waiting like tick tick tick, okay God, hurry up, I'm waiting, but like actually going, like emptying myself of all my strength and being like, Lord, I have nothing, I can't do this, I need you. Like, it's really coming to a place of weakness and recognizing that he is creator and I'm creation. Like, he's like I said, he's Lord of everything, and so he knows exactly what I need when I need it, even though I think, well, I need this, Lord, and I need that, and I need to be this in this place right now, and why am I not like this, and like all these things that come, and he's just saying, just wait, just be quiet and wait on me. Like I love that in Psalm 37, like be quiet and wait. You know, like that's something that he just keeps saying to me, and I'm just like, okay, Lord. And it's like, but my mind just is like thinking and thinking and like, oh, I should be here by now, and why hasn't this happened, and like all these thoughts, and it's just be like, no, I need to quiet my soul and wait on him. And like when I picture waiting on him, it's not like you always have to be sitting down, like listening to some soothing, you know, quiet worship music and maybe reading your Bible a little bit or whatever. It's not always going to be like that. Like sometimes you have to wait on God when you're working, when you're cooking, when you're driving around. Like sometimes like you just have to be in that place and be open to the Lord, because then that's where he speaks to you, that's where he comes to you. And like he said in that book, you know, true waiting is not coming to expect something from him. That's just like a smack in the face basically for me, because I was just like, what? I was like, oh my gosh, I like every time I come I'm just like, okay, Lord, I'm waiting on you because I love you and because I want to see you and hear you, which isn't necessarily bad, obviously, because it's like that's truly my heart, is like I want to wait on him so that he would like come and that I would encounter him and know him. Like that's my heart. But even that, like it's just saying like he's worthy of us just laying down everything, laying down all of our like thinking we know everything and how to do it, and like, oh Lord, I'm all right, you know, I've got this. And he's just like, yep, you're gonna fall, and just if you would just wait on me, I would help you, you know. And it says he gives strength to the weak, and he strengthens those that wait on him. So it's like, do you feel weak? Do you feel like you can't do what is in front of you? Do you feel like you know, your life is kind of out of control or crazy? Let me just say, wait on the Lord, and wait on the Lord and wait on the Lord, because he is faithful. And even again in Psalm 37, it says to cultivate faithfulness. And I think faithfulness and waiting like just go hand in hand, of just being like, once again, just being in that place of weakness and recognizing, Lord, I need you, and being faithful to that, and being faithful to coming to him as you are and saying, you know, Lord, I need you. Please come. Like I need you. And just like quieting your mind and saying, these things aren't worth my time. Like sometimes, you know, we just think about stuff so much, and we have all these worries and things, oh, we have to do this, we have to do, and it's like, okay, no, we need to get our minds higher, because Jesus is alive and he's living, his spirit is in us. He can handle anything that, you know, might be on our minds, and it's okay sometimes to just relax and to just let all that go and just be like, Lord, I want to be with you, I want to wait on you. Anyway, sorry, I feel like I repeated myself a million times, but that's kind of, I guess, a little bit of what I'm thinking about that, and who knows, maybe I'll add on to that later. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.